Hi, I'm Rachel Ruttenberg. I'm running for Illinois State Senate in the Illinois 9th State Senate District. I live in Evanston with my family. My two girls go to Dewey Elementary School in D65. I have a master's from Northwestern, and I'm an attorney. And it was actually after I graduated from my program at Northwestern that I got a job at Chicago Public Schools and really saw firsthand the deep inequities baked into our public school systems. My job was to work on digital equity issues, to expand technology across the schools. And as I visited school to school, I saw how inadequate the resources were in some of our neighborhood schools. I wanted to do something about it. So I enrolled in law school at night and began a journey to become an attorney. After law school and rolling off of CPS, I began as an education staffer in the Illinois House. There I worked on the legal team, and I worked to support the education committees and the K-12 and higher education committees of the Illinois House. I've done the real work for 20 years. That experience as an education staffer in the Illinois House led to years in the nonprofit sector. I led a legal aid nonprofit called the Family Defense Center that worked with families who were involved with Illinois DCFS. I led the public policy team at Heartland Alliance, where we worked on economic justice issues, healthcare access, criminal legal system reform, immigration issues, and gun violence prevention. We abolished payday loans during that time. We expanded the earned income tax credit. And I worked alongside other advocates across the state to try to pass the fair tax the first time around. Last 2.5 years, I spent as the Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy in the Cook County Office of the President, where I advised President Preckwinkle on her public policy strategies, including the reforms that we were looking to pass in Springfield, and leading efforts like her medical debt initiative and her guaranteed income program. I am truly a public servant, and that's because I am the daughter of social workers. I learned early on that our individual and collective responsibility is tikkun olam, to repair the world. And everything that I have done throughout my career and my life has led me in that direction. I will bring that same energy and that knowledge and experience to the Illinois State Senate. So how do we fight back against Trump and ICE? What we've experienced in Evanston has been abhorrent, and I've been part of the rapid response team here since day one. We've had violence in our streets. We've had soft lockdowns of our schools. It's been a terrifying experience for everyone, and it's been outrageous as well. As a person who has been a champion for civil rights and who's been involved with civil rights lawsuits and class action lawsuits, who took an oath to uphold the law as an attorney, I just cannot believe what's occurring, and we must stand up and protect the rule of law. When I'm in the Illinois State Senate, I will be a partner that other governments and lawyers across state government can work with to pursue the strategies we need to get done in the state of Illinois. When I was at Cook County, I advised President Preckwinkle leading up to Trump's inauguration this time around in the spring of 2025. And what we did was we worked with attorneys across the board to figure out where can we push back through litigation? Where can we proactively strengthen our laws on the books to try to make sure that our sanctuary laws are airtight and that we're advising and working with municipalities across the board so that Illinois has a strong woven web to protect our residents. And that's what I'll continue to do in the state Senate. I have a bold vision for progressive economic policies that will help move our state forward and not leave anyone behind. I've spent 20 years working with our most vulnerable residents in coalition and doing a lot of anti-poverty work and racial equity work. And what I can say is we absolutely need a graduated income tax in Illinois. I had the privilege of working on the fair tax the first time around. I was in coalition with other advocates leading a team at Heartland Alliance. And it was a very well fought fight. However, I think we are in a different place post-pandemic when we are at a time when our state desperately needs new progressive revenue streams to fill in gaps where the federal government is leaving us in a lurch. And so I'm hopeful that our state leaders, and I will work to advocate for and stand alongside them, that they will make a run at it again to pass a graduated income tax in Illinois. We need to amend our Constitution and get rid of the flat tax. I've also worked on policies and programs through the years that really provide a floor of economic relief and stability for families. And that includes being part of the largest guaranteed income programs in the country. When I was at Heartland Alliance, we did lead the largest guaranteed income program in the country, and we worked with researchers to understand why that was such a powerful economic tool. And giving people cash to be able to make ends meet is absolutely life-changing. Researchers tell us time and time again. And that's why when I went to go work for Toni Preckwinkle at Cook County, I was really excited that she was not only piloting a guaranteed income, but actually passing the first permanent program. And I was really overjoyed to be part of that work as well. I'm a person who not only believes in bold economic justice policies, but I've actually done the work to test these programs to understand where they would fit into state law, where we can build bridges with local government and the federal government, and I'm ready to go on day one. Illinois remains one of the states with the lowest funding from the state to our public education systems, and I think that's a travesty. We are totally over-reliant on our local property taxes to pay for the things that our public schools need. And in many communities, that does not work anymore. There is not enough home value in some communities to pay for those not only vital government services at the local level, but to have high quality schools for our teachers and our students. My vision for education is to strengthen our local public schools. As a parent in District 65, it has been really, really challenging to understand what our schools need, what our school district needs to be able to provide a great education for every child in Evanston and in Skevinston. And so when I'm in the state Senate, I will be a person that our community can work with to try to figure out how schools across the board can just be better for kids and for families. And that includes partnering with our teachers' unions, who are really the bedrock of our community schools. Evanston is who I am, and it's also about half of this state Senate district. I have the absolute privilege to have both the endorsements and the mentorship of some of our finest leaders. That includes Robin Gable, our Illinois House Majority Leader and State Representative. That also includes Larry Suffredin, our former Cook County Commissioner and a dear mentor to me. Josina Morita, our Cook County Commissioner, and Deborah Shore, most recently was the Region 5 Administrator for the Environmental Protection Agency. I also have the majority of Evanston City Council on our team. We know in Evanston that we are most effective when we stick together. And that's why I look forward to bringing this seat back home to Evanston and to bring our Evanston values to Springfield.